Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel and welcome back to the 1991 playoffs in Payoff Pitch Baseball. We're getting ready to start the last of the Game 2s this morning. The Pittsburgh Pirates currently lead the New York Mets 1-0 in the National League Division Series. We'll take a look at our most updated brackets once I find them in here. Where did I put them? Did I pull them out? Box score. Let me see if they're still in the box here. Masters. Here we are. Normally I have this ready to go, but I just spaced on it when I was doing setup last night. Anyway, mild ramble aside. Looking over in the American League, we see that the Oakland Athletics have the Twins up against the wall with a blindfold and a cigarette. We'll see if the Athletics can pull the trigger later this afternoon. The Toronto Blue Jays and the Kansas City Royals, their series is even at 1 as that series gets ready to shift to Kansas City. In the National League, the Dodgers and the Braves. The Braves are in the same situation as the Twins right now, so we have both historical World Series teams in danger of being eliminated in the Division Series round. Speaking of the Division Series, as I mentioned, the Pirates currently lead the Mets 1-0 in their National League Division Series. We're just about set to start Game 2, but before we get into that, let's go meet the starting pitchers. Starting pitcher for the Mets is Dwight Gooden, 13-7 with a 3.60 ERA in 91. 190 innings pitched, 185 hits, 12 homers, 56 walks, and 150 strikeouts in 91. He's the number 3 starter for the Mets. Let's go meet his counterpart today, and we'll take our first look at Three Rivers Stadium. Starting pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates is Zane Smith, their number 2 starter. 16-10 with a 3.20 ERA, 228 innings pitched, 234 hits, 15 homers, 29 walks, and 120 strikeouts in 91. As for Three Rivers Stadium, pitchers park to both sides. 1-38 on a wheelhouse check when we have to roll on the ballpark card. With that, let's move back over to the main game area and finish getting everything set up. While the pregame festivities at Three Rivers Stadium finish up, there's a little bit more than usual today. I do want to mention for anybody who's looking for this first video to be Mystical Munchies. Normally the first Saturday video is Mystical Munchies, but this week we're on the entree, and this month's entree out of Mystical Munchies is supposed to be dinner anyway. So we will be getting to the entree for Mystical Munchies, but that will be a little bit later this afternoon when I'm getting ready for dinner. Just want to clarify the confusion for anybody who's wondering what's happening there. Anyway, we're all set with the pregame festivities are all taken care of. Just looking over the shot here, everything looks good. So let's say we get down to the field and play ball. Before we jump into the game, I do want to mention that as this is a Saturday game, my fast score house rule will not be in effect for this game because it is a weekend game and I only use that for weeknight games. So I would apply to Monday and Thursday games where I don't have the next day off from work. It won't apply. The house rule won't apply for Saturday or Sunday games as I will have more time to let those play to a finish. And I also won't use that house rule for elimination game not elimination games, but I won't use it for the final game of a series. So say we get to a series where say we have a division series that goes 5 games, or an LDS or World Series that goes 7 games. And I definitely wouldn't do this for Game 7 of the World Series. The fast score house rule for those games will not be in effect. So now that that's rambles out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the Mets starting lineup while the Pirates start getting loose in the field. Leading off for the Mets today, we've got Kevin Elster at shortstop. Dave Magadan is at first base. Howard Johnson is at third base. Greg Jeffries is at second base batting cleanup. Rick Cerrone's catching. Hubie Brooks is in right field. Kevin McReynolds is in left. Vince Coleman's in center. And Dwight Gooden's hitting off of pitcher hitting card 12. So apparently he knows what the bat's good for. Apparently not a decoration to him, at least. And charged, of course, with keeping that lineup in order is Zane Smith. Leading off for the Mets, we've got Kevin Elster. Zane Smith is a lefty. Kevin Elster hit 1 homer against left-handed pitching. Today we'll be using black, white, and yellow and gold dice. Pirates are the home team, and apparently I can't tell my colors today. This will be an interesting day. Anyway, we're just about set here. Game 2 of the National League Division Series. Pirates lead this series 1-0. Can they go to Shea Stadium with a stranglehold on the series, or are we looking at a best-of-3 when this series shifts to Shea? Only the dice know what story they want to tell, and the only way to find out what story they're going to tell is to go to the first pitch. 7 is going to be an in-play 73. It's a ground ball to second. Getting after that one for the Pirates will be Lind. He'll make the play, move that over to first, and that will be the first out of the inning, and we are underway here at Three Rivers Stadium. Next up is Dave Magadan. No homers against left-handed pitching. Smith will look in at Lavalier for the sign. Smith will wind up. Here's the pitch. 7 is an in-play 79, and that one's going to be a fly ball into center field. Van Slyke may be making that a little bit on the run, but he'll get under it easily, make the catch for the second out of the inning. And here's Howard Johnson. 14 of his 38 homers came against left-handed pitching, so Smith needs to be careful with Johnson. Smith will look in at Lavalier for the sign. Smith will wind up, and here's the pitch. 8 is an in-play 6, and against a lefty, Johnson will continue the inning with a base hit. That will bring Greg Jeffries up to the plate. 1 of his 9 homers came against left-handed pitching. Johnson is a C4, which translates to a very good chance to steal. Jump of 6 against a hold of 10. Jump of 6, hold of 10. They're not going to try to swipe a bag with 2 outs. Might be tempting, but they're not going to do it. Smith will look in at Lavalier for the sign. Smith will set, and here's the pitch. 10 is a patient 57, and against a lefty, Jeffries will get that one out of the infield for a base hit. Let's see where out of the infield it goes. Straight up the gut into center field. Runner on first will advance 1 base. And now the Mets have something cooking with 2 outs in the first, in the top of the first. Here's Rick Cerrone. Neither of his homers came against left-handed pitching. Could they try now to swipe third with Johnson? I don't think so. Not when decent contact ties this game. Smith will look in at Lavalier for the sign. Smith will set, look over to Johnson at second. Jeffries at first. Here's the pitch. 12 is a wheelhouse, but a 69. It's going to be fly ball into right field. Varsho will get under that one. He won't have to move too far for that one, though. He'll make the catch and retire the side. 2 hits, but the Mets not able to do anything with them. Score is now Mets 0, and the Pirates coming up to bat. Now, as the Mets get loose in the field, we'll take our first look at the Pirates' starting lineup. Once I get all of their cards picked up over here. Cool. Now that we've got that, leading off for the Pirates, Mike Lavalier will be catching. Gary Varsho is in right field. Barry Bonds is in left. Bobby Bonilla is at third base. Andy Van Slyke is in center field. Orlando Merced is at first. Jay Bell is at shortstop. Jose Lind is at second base. And Zane Smith will hit off of pitcher hitting card 9. We're all clear there. I'm going to move the Pirates lineup just a little bit so I don't have any confusion with the board. And coming up to bat is Mike Lavalier. All 3 of his homers in 91 came against right-handed pitching, and Dwight Gooden is, of course, a righty. Gooden will look in at Cerrone for the sign. Gooden will wind. Here's the pitch. 6 is a tough 45, and that's going to be grounded over to first. Getting after that one is going to be Magadan. He'll take that to the bag himself for the first out of the inning. Here's Gary Varsho stepping into the batter's box. All 4 of his homers in 91 came against right-handed pitching. Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone. He will wind. Here's the pitch. 6 is a tough 57. He's just going to miss that one. Instead, he's going to pop that one. He's going to fly that one into left field. McReynolds slightly on the run, but he'll make the catch for that one. And that will be the second out of the inning. And here's Barry Bonds. 18 of his 25 homers came against right-handed pitching in 91. Gooden will look into Cerrone for the sign. Gooden will wind. Here's the pitch. 9 is an in-play 1. And against a righty, Bonds is going to smack that one out of the infield. And he's going to end up with a 2-out double. Three Rivers Stadium suddenly buzzing as Bonds now is at second base with 2 outs. Here's Bobby Bonilla. 4 of his 18 homers came against right-handed pitching. I don't think it really matters what side they switch hitters would bat today, because it's all the same wheelhouse on either side. Bonds is a B2. Whoa. That's a pretty good arm. That's a normal chance, so the Pirates probably aren't going to be doing too much on the base paths today. 2 outs, Bonds on second. Bonilla at the plate. Gooden will look into Cerrone for the sign. Gooden will set. Here is the pitch. 12 is a wheelhouse, but a 99 is going to be flied into left field. Coming under that one is going to be McReynolds. He'll make the catch and retire the side. Nothing across except for the double for Bonds, and it remains no score after 1. We'll get ready for the top of the second, with the middle to bottom of the Mets order due up next. Smith will finish up his warm-up tosses on the mound, as Hubie Brooks will step into the batter's box. 5 of his 16 homers during 91 came against left-handed pitching. Smith will get the sign from Lavaliere after finishing up his warm-up tosses. Smith will set. He will wind up. Here is the pitch. 7 is an in-play 1, and against a lefty, Brooks will lead off the top of the second with a double. He'll get that one clear of the infield. And now the Mets suddenly have something brewing already with nobody out. Here's Kevin McReynolds. McReynolds had 6 of his 16 homers against left-handed pitching. Smith knows he needs to be careful with McReynolds. Good contact lets the Mets draw first blood. Smith looks in at Lavaliere for the sign. He'll look over to Brooks at second. Smith will set. He'll kick. Here's the pitch. 7 is going to be an in-play 90. That's going to be grounded to short. Getting after that one for the Pirates will be Bell. He'll toss that over to first for the out. Brooks, though, will make third on the throw. And that will force the infield in, as here comes Vince Coleman to the plate. Coleman hit his only homer against left-handed pitching in 91. Infield in, trying to keep Brooks from scoring. Smith will get the sign from Lavaliere. Smith will set. Here's the pitch. 7 is an in-play 73. It's a fly ball to center field. Getting under that one is going to be Van Slyke. He'll make the catch for the second out of the inning, and Brooks will score on the play, which will give the Mets an early 1-0 lead on the sacrifice fly by Coleman. Stadium groans. Ugh. But here is Dwight Gooden stepping into the batter's box. No batting stats for the pitchers. 1-0 Mets. Top of the second. Smith will get the sign from Lavaliere. Smith will wind up. Here's the pitch. 7 is an in-play 82. It's a ground ball to short. Bell ranged to his left a little bit, but not far enough to be a problem. He'll make the throw, and that will retire the side. A double and a sacrifice fly gives the Mets an early 1-0 lead as we head into the bottom of the second, where we're looking at the middle of the Pirates' order coming up next. Leading off the bottom of the second is Andy Van Slyke, 13 of his 17 homers, coming against right-handed pitching. Gooden looking at Cerrone, suddenly staked to a 1-0 lead. Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone. He will wind. Here's the pitch. 9 is an in-play 77. That's going to be a fly ball into center field. Coming under that one is going to be Coleman. He'll make the catch for the first out of the inning. And here's Orlando Merced, all 10 of his homers in 91, coming against right-handed pitching. 1-0 Mets. Pirates trying to get some runs on the board. Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone. He will wind. Here is the pitch. 10 is a defense check. Let's see who we're checking on this one. We are checking. That ball is hit into center field. Going after that one is going to be Coleman. His range is an F. He stunk out there. A 98, though, he will make a great play on that one, and that'll be back toward the track. Coleman going back to the track, but he'll have room. He'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. Merced thought he got a hold of one, but he couldn't do anything with it. And here's Jay Bell. Bell hit 10 of his 16 homers against right-handed pitching. Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone. He will wind up, and here is the pitch. 10 is another defense check. Where is this one being hit? That one's hit right back to the pitcher. Gooden is going after that one. His fielding, his error chance is a 4. He is actually good at fielding his position. And that one he'll get to. He'll take that one over to first. He'll underhand it over there. Let me make sure of the kind of play it's going to be. Yep, that'll be a ground ball right back to the pitcher. Gooden will take that over to the bag himself. He'll underhand it over to first, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Pirates in the bottom of the second. After 2, 1-0 in favor of the Mets. Getting ready for the top of the third with the top of the Mets order due up next. Smith will finish up his warm-up tosses as Elster will step back into the batter's box. Elster grounded out his first time up. 1-0 Mets. Top of the third. Game 2 of the National League Division Series. The Pirates trying to take control of this series going back to Shea Stadium. Mets would like to be looking at a best of 3 at Shea. Smith will get the sign from Lavalier. He will wind up. Here's the pitch. 11 is going to be a ballpark check. 87 is very much in play for both teams. A 50 is going to be grounded over to first. Getting to that one is going to be Merced. He'll take that to the bag himself, and that will be the first out of the inning. And here's Magadan. Magadan flew out to center field his first time up. Smith looking in at Lavalier for the sign. 1-0 in favor of the Mets. Smith will get the sign. He will wind. Here's the pitch. 6 is a tough 76. And it's a fly ball into center field. Getting after that one is going to be Van Slyke. He'll make it slightly on the run, but that will be the second out of the inning. And here's Johnson. Johnson extended the top of the first with a base hit. Smith would like to not have that happen again. Smith will get the sign from Lavalier. Smith will wind up. Here's the pitch. 11 is a ballpark check. 17's wheelhouse. Johnson thinks he's got a hold of one. And, yeah, that ball might come down sometime soon. Boom! High, deep, gone. Home run, Howard Johnson. And the score is now 2-0 in favor of the Mets as the Mets have jumped on Zane Smith. Stadium groans. Ugh. And here's Greg Jeffries. Jeffries had a base hit as well as part of continuing the first inning. Now 2-0 in favor of the Mets. Smith looking a little bit rattled after that. He will get the sign from Lavalier. Smith will wind up. Here's the pitch. 2 is a defense check. Let's see who we're checking on this one. That ball is hit toward third base. Going after that one for the Pirates is going to be Bonilla. His error rating is a 4. He won't make an error on that one, and that'll be a ground ball to Bonilla. He'll bobble it slightly, but he'll throw it over to first for the out and retire the side. A solo bomb by Greg Jeffries makes the score 2-0 in favor of the Mets. Gooden's got to be feeling pretty good now that he's staked to a 2-0 lead. And looking at the bottom of the Pirates' order, here's Jose Lind, one of his 3 homers coming against right-handed pitching. Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone. Gooden will wind up. Here's the pitch. 7 is going to be a tough 53. And that's going to be grounded over to third. Getting after that one will be Johnson. He'll make the play and move it over to first for the first out of the inning. And here's Zane Smith. No additional stats for batting stats. Gooden will look in at Cerrone for the sign. Gooden will wind up, and here is the pitch. 10 is a defense check. Somebody's got to play defense for the Mets. That ball is hit toward first base. Magadan going after it. His error rating is a 3. And Magadan's going to make that play. What will it be? It's going to be a nice, easy ground ball. He won't have any problems with that one. He'll take it to the bag himself for the second out of the inning. And here's Lavalier. Lavalier grounded out his first time up. 2-0 in favor of the Mets. Pirates trying to get back into this one. Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone. He will wind up. Here's the pitch. 5 is a ballpark check. Lavalier, it's an in-play check, which is unfortunate for the Pirates. That, however, is not likely to be. Lavalier will continue the inning with a base hit. Look at that one out of the just out of the infield, but enough to reach first on a single. And here's Varsho. Varsho flew out his first time up. Gooden will look over to Lavalier at first, who's not really a danger to do much of anything on the base paths today, not with Cerrone behind the plate. Gooden will look in at Cerrone for the sign. Gooden will set. Here's the pitch. 6 is a tough 37. Varsho is going to swing through a curveball right on the inside corner, and that will retire the side. Nothing across except the single for the Pirates from Lavalier, and the score remains 2-0 New York after 3. Top of the 4th coming up, and we're looking at the middle of the Mets order due up next. Smith will finish up his warm-up tosses as stepping into the batter's box is Cerrone. Cerrone flew out his first time up. 2-0 Mets, top of the 4th. Mets trying to tie this series. Pirates trying to take control. Smith will look in at Lavalier for the sign. Smith will wind up. Here's the pitch. 9 is an in-play 58, and it's a ground ball to third. Bonilla will get after that one. He'll move it over to first for the first out of the inning. And here's Brooks. Brooks is 1 for 1 with a double today. Smith gets the sign from Lavalier. He will wind up. Smith with the delivery. Get in the tower. 7 is an in-play 62. That's going to be a ground ball to second. Lind will get after that one. He'll make the play over to first for the second out of the inning. And here's McReynolds. McReynolds is 0 for 1. He grounded out today. Smith trying to limit the damage in the early innings. Smith gets the sign from Lavalier. He will wind up. Here's the pitch. 10 is a patient 5. Ball 4. That won't help. Slider just misses the zone. And McReynolds finds himself on with a 2-out walk. And here's Coleman. Coleman had to sacrifice flies first time up. Smith looks over to McReynolds at the sign. He looks over to McReynolds at first. He'll then get the sign from Lavalier. Smith will set. Here's the pitch. 7 is an in-play 90, and it's a ground ball to short. Bell will get after that one, ranging a little bit to his right, but he'll make the play and retire the side. Nothing across except the walk for the Mets, and we're getting ready for the bottom of the third. Or the bottom of the fourth, I think. Yep, bottom of the fourth. We're looking at the heart of the Pirates' order, and leading off the bottom of the fourth is Barry Bonds. Bonds had a double back in the first. He'd love to get that again here. Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone. Gooden will wind up. Here's the pitch. The 7 is going to be a tough 11, and Bonds is going to have a called strike 3. He'll look at it. He'll get frozen by a changeup for the first out of the inning. Gooden's confidence looks to be building as he's staked to a 2-0 lead. Here's Bonilla. Bonilla flew out his first time up. Gooden gets the sign from Cerrone. Gooden will wind up. Here's the pitch. 6 is going to be a tough 85. That's a ground ball over to short. Getting to that one is going to be Elster. He'll make the play for the second out of the inning. And here's Van Slyke. Van Slyke is 0 for 1. Gooden looking for a nice, easy 1-2-3 inning. He'll get the sign from Cerrone. Gooden will wind up. Here is the pitch. 3 is going to be a patient 44. Ball 4 is a slider misses the zone, and Van Slyke will get on with a 2-out walk. And here's Merced. Merced is 0 for 1. He flew out his first time up. Van Slyke not likely to do much on the base pass today, especially with 2 outs. Gooden looks in at Cerrone for the sign. Gooden will set. Look over to Van Slyke at first. Here's the pitch. 5 is a ballpark check. Oh boy, 1's wheelhouse. Merced thinks he's got one. And against a righty, Merced's going to smack that one into the outfield and get a double. Let's see what happens here. Liner into left center field, cut off by the left fielder. Runners advance 2 bases plus. Ooh, this could be a tough decision. That's going to be a double. Van Slyke's going to make third. Merced will get to second. That's going to be a D7. The left fielder for the Mets is McReynolds. He's got a 6 arm out there. They're not going to test it. Van Slyke is an 8-run rating. Again, with a 6 of McReynolds, they're not going to test his arm out there. But the Pirates suddenly have something going on. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. Here's Bell. Bell grounded out his first time up. Slyke on third. Merced on second. Can the Pirates take advantage of having decent base run, of having runners on the base paths right now? One swing of this bat could tie the game if it's a good one. Gooden will look in at Cerrone for the sign. Gooden knows he's got to be very careful here. Gooden will set. Here is the pitch. 8 is a patient 13. And that's ball 4 to load the bases. Suddenly things are very interesting right now at Three Rivers Stadium. Here's Lind, though. Lind grounded out his first time up. Looking at the Pirates have a very good chance here. They need to take advantage of something right here. Gooden knows he's got to be very careful. Good contact potentially ties this game and maybe more. Gooden will look in at Cerrone for the sign. Cerrone will give him a sign. Gooden will shake him off. Gooden gets another sign. This one he'll accept. He will set. Gooden will pitch. 6 is a tough 21. And Merced swings through a curveball for strike 3, which will retire the side, and the Pirates leave the bases loaded. Stadium groans. Ugh. The Pirates should have had something there, but they come away with exactly bubkus. Score will remain 2-0 in favor of the Mets after 4. Pirates fans know they should have had something on that play. We're into the top of the 5th coming up, where we've got the bottom of the Mets order due up next. Smith finishes his warm-up tosses, as coming into the batter's box is Dwight Gooden. Gooden grounded out his first time up. Pirates fans know they should have had something coming out of the bottom of the 4th when they had the bases loaded. But Smith's got to have a real short memory on that. Smith will look in at Lavalier for the sign on how to deal with Gooden. Smith will wind up. Here's the pitch. 7 is going to be an in-play 42, and it's a ground ball. It's actually lined right to second base. Lind will put up his glove, and the ball will slam right into it for the first out of the inning. Here's Elster. Elster's 0 for 2 today. Smith gets the sign from Lavalier. Smith will wind up. Here's the pitch. 8 is an in-play 18. And against a lefty, Elster will get that one out of the infield for a base hit. And here's Magadan. Magadan is 0 for 2. He's flown out twice today. Smith trying to get out of the inning with no further damage. Smith will look in at Lavalier for the sign. Smith will set. Here comes the pitch. 9 is an in-play 88. It's a ground ball to second. Lind will get to that one. He'll take it to second himself, and that will retire the... Hold on. No, that should be the second out of the inning, so never mind. Actually, we got to see if that's a double play. So 8, 5 or less on 2D6 is a double play. The infield would have gone to double play depth if I would have been paying attention. Anyway, 5 or less for a double play. No! Elster will be thrown out at second. And Magadan will reach on the fielder's choice, but that will be the second out of the inning. And here's Johnson. Johnson hit the solo homer that gave the Mets the 2-0 lead back in the second? No, back in the third. Johnson would love to add to the lead. Smith looking over at Magadan at first. Smith will turn back to Lavalier at the plate. Smith will get the sign. Here's the pitch. 9 is going to be an in-play 41. And it's going to be a ground ball to first. Getting after that one is going to be Merced. He'll take that to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. Nothing across except the single for the Mets. As we get ready for the bottom of the 5th. Gooden finishing up his warm-up tosses, as into the batter's box will step Zane Smith. Smith is 0 for 1. He grounded out his first time up. 2-0 Mets. Game 2 of the National League Division Series. Pirates lead the series 1-0. Gooden looking in at Cerrone for the sign. Gooden will wind. Here's the pitch. 3 is a patient 3. And that's ball 4. Smith will find himself on with a leadoff walk. The Cardinals sin. Gooden walks his counterpart. Here's Lavalier. Lavalier is 1 for 2. And now that I'm actually paying attention, the infield will go to double play depth. Smith, not a threat to do much of anything on the base path, so it would be a C2, which would be a fair chance Smith is going to stay put. They could try to bunt him over, but Lavalier's got decent-ish power. He's going to swing away. Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone. Gooden will set. Here's the pitch. 8 is going to be a patient 92. I don't think he's that patient, though. No, that's going to be flied into right field. Getting under that one for the Mets will be Brooks. He'll make the catch for the first out of the inning. Here's Varsho coming up to the plate. Varsho today is 0 for 2, not having a good day with the bat in his hand. Attempting to bunt, but they're going to hold Smith at first. And Varsho's a deep bunter anyway with good power. He's swinging away. Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone. Gooden will set. Here's the pitch. 6 is a tough 57, and that's just going to miss. That's going to be a fly ball into left field. Coming under that one for the Mets is going to be McReynolds. He'll range back just a little bit, but he'll make the catch, and that'll be the second out of the inning. While I adjust the counters, here's Bonds. Bonds is 1 for 2 with a double today. Pirates need to get something here. Gooden looks in at Cerrone for the sign. He will set. Here's the pitch. 6 is a tough 51, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. Getting after that one for the Mets will be Johnson. He'll throw it up to second, and that will retire the side. After the walk, 1, 2, 3 go the Pirates in the bottom of the 5th. Score will remain 2-0 New York after 5. Bottom of the 6th coming up, and we'll see the middle of the Mets order due up next. Smith finishes up his warm-up tosses as Greg Jeffries will step into the batter's box. Jeffries is 1 for 2. He's got a single today. 2-0 Mets. Game 2 of the National League Division Series, top of the 6th. Smith looking at Lavalier for the sign. Smith will wind up. Here is the pitch. 8 is going to be an in-play 36. Just missing that. That's going to be popped up on the infield. Bonilla will get under that one easily. He'll haul that one in, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Here's Cerrone coming up to the batter's box. Cerrone is 0 for 2. Smith looking in at Lavalier. Smith will settle in. He'll get the sign from Cerrone. From Lavalier. Smith will wind up. Here's the pitch. 10 is going to be a patient 67. And against a lefty, never mind, I was about to get excited. I thought it was going to be a double, but against a lefty, Cerrone is going to smack that one just out of the infield, and that will be a base hit. The infield will go to double play depth. There should be 1 out in the inning. Yes. And here's Brooks. Brooks is 1 for 2 with a double today. Cerrone, not much of a danger to do anything on the base paths today. Smith will look over at Cerrone at first. He'll turn back to Lavalier. Smith will get the sign. Smith will set. He'll kick. Here's the pitch. 7 is going to be an in-play 38. That's just going to miss. That's going to be a ground ball to first. Getting after that one is going to be Merced. We need to see if they turn the double play, though. 8, 6 or less on 2d6. It's a double play. No! Cerrone's going to be thrown out at second. Brooks will reach first on the fielder's choice, and there will be 2 outs in the inning. Here's McReynolds. McReynolds is 0 for 1 with a walk today. Smith will get the sign from Lavalier. He will wind up. Here's the pitch. 4 is going to be a tough 73, and that's going to be flied into center field. So Van Slyke will have to come in a little bit for that one, but he'll make the catch and retire the side. Nothing across except the single for the Mets, and we're getting ready for the bottom of the 6th. And we're looking at the middle of the Pirates' order coming up. Leading off the bottom of the 6th is Bobby Bonilla. Bonilla is 0 for 2 today. He needs to change that if the Pirates are going to get back in this game. Gooden will set. Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone. He will wind up. Here's the pitch. 12. Uh-oh, that's a wheelhouse. 69. No, that's going to be just a little bit too high. That's going to be hit on the screws, but right at Jeffries over at second base. Jeffries will move that over to first for the first out of the inning. Bonilla thought he had a hold of one, but he didn't do anything with it. Here's Van Slyke. Van Slyke today is 0 for 1 with a walk. Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone. Gooden will wind up. Here's me dropping dice. Here's the pitch. 5 is a ballpark check. 35 is wheelhouse. Uh-oh. He thinks he's got a hold of one. No! That's going to be flied into right field. Brooks will get under that one. He'll be back to the track, but he'll just have enough room to make the catch for the second out of the inning. Van Slyke can't believe he didn't get a hold of that one and take that one out of here. That would have made the Pirates faithful very happy. Here's Merced. Merced is 1 for 2 with a double today. Van Slyke going back to the dugout, shaking his head. He thought he had a hold of one there. Merced will wait for the offering from Gooden. Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. 4 is going to be a tough 7. And the changeup's going to freeze Merced for the third out of the inning. Stadium groans. Ugh. 1, 2, 3 go the Pirates in the bottom of the 6th. Score remains 2-0 Mets after 6. Getting ready for the top of the 7th, and we're looking at the bottom of the Mets order due up next. Smith finishes his warm-up tosses as into the batter's box will step Vince Coleman. Coleman is 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly. The sacrifice fly that gave the Mets their first run of the day. Pirates trail this one 2-0, but lead the series 1-0. Smith will look in at Lavaliere for the sign. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. 8 is an in-play 11. And against the lefty, Coleman's going to lead the inning off with a base hit. That one will get just out of the infield for a base hit. That'll bring the infield straight to double play depth, as here's Gooden. Gooden is 0 for 2, and I think the Pirates would play the corners in, expecting the bunt here. And the Mets are going to lay down the bunt. He's a D-bunter, though, so let's see how this goes. Uh-oh, possible error on the third baseman. So that's bunted to the third base side. That's a G5. Where's my bunt chart? Actually, there's a play for that. Right here. Alright, so we have to roll a D6 if the... Alright, so if it's equal to or less than the fielder's E rating, so that's bunted to the third baseman. Bonilla is a 1. If it's equal to or higher, we use the sacrifice. Error right. Yes. Wait! If it's higher, we actually make a 1-base error. So we have to see if this is a 1. No! That'll be an error on Bonilla. Bad time for that, Bobby. Coleman will be safe, as will Gooden at first. That was a bad time for an error. That'll bring the infield to double play depth, though. Here's Magadan. Magadan is 1 for 3. Bonilla coming up with a costly error on that one. Smith will look into Lavaliere for the sign. Smith will set. Looking over to Coleman at second. Gooden at first. Smith will set. Here is the pitch. 3 is going to be a ballpark check. 45 is in play. 82 is going to be a ground ball to second. Lind will get after that one. We need to see if there's a double play, though. The percentile dice don't end in 2, or don't end in 5, so that's nothing special. 5 or less is a double play. No! The only play they have will be to first base. Magadan will be thrown out, as everybody will advance. That's a G4 on a sacrifice hit for 1 out. Coleman's at third. Gooden's at second, and the infield is going to have to play in on this one. Actually, they're going to have to play in. Here's Elster. Elster is... Wait. No, that was... Okay, oh, I see what I did. I put Magadan in the wrong place. What? Wait, what? Did I do it again? Error on Gooden, which is how everybody advanced. Oh, so, okay, Elster should be out. Never mind. We got it all straight. Here's Magadan. Magadan is 0 for 3. He reached on a fielder's choice back in the 5th. Very bad situation for the Pirates faithful right now. Stadium is buzzing. They need a good pitch from Smith. Nobody out in the bottom of the 7th, and we're actually going to get some activity in the Pirates bullpen as they're going to get... Who are they going to get warming up? The Pirates are going to get... I don't think they want long relief here. They're going to get... They're going to get Roger Mason warming up, or the Pirates in their bullpen. This is the potential to be a very bad situation for the Pirates. Two nothing Mets, and they are very much threatening here with runners on second and third and nobody out. This is a very difficult situation. Smith will look in at Lavalier for the sign. Smith will set. Here comes the pitch. 9 is an in-play 0-0. We're going to have a rare play with men on. Uh-oh. This has the potential to be a real problem. '82. Shortstop reaches a ball grounded up the middle and fires to first base. The ball clearly beats the batter, but the umpire rules the first baseman pulled his foot off the base, and the batter is safe with a single. Magadan is safe with a single. It gets worse. It gets worse if you're a Pirates fan, because all runners score while the first baseman argues with the umpire. So Coleman and Gooden will both score, and that will make the score 4-0 in favor of the Mets. Stadium groans. Ugh. Not a good day if you're a Pirates fan. And here's Johnson. Johnson, the infield will go to double play depth. Actually, there should be 1 out in the inning. Johnson is 2 for 3 with a single and a homer. The Pirates are probably going to be bringing Roger Mason in to pitch after this inning. Smith will look over to Magadan at first. Smith will turn back to Lavalier at the plate. Magadan not a danger to do much on the base paths. Smith will get the sign from Lavalier. Smith will set. Here's the pitch. 9 is an in-play 26, and that's going to be popped up on the infield to second base. Lind will get under that one, make the play for the second out of the inning. And here's Jeffries. Jeffries is 1 for 3 with a single today. 4-0 Mets. The Mets look like they're on their way to tying this series. Smith will get the sign from Lavalier. He will set. Here's the pitch. 5 is a tough one, and the Heat will freeze Jeffries for strike 3, and the side will be retired. 2 runs on 2 runs on 2 hits and an error and a sacrifice hit, and the score is now 4-0 in favor of the Mets. As usual, I won't torture you guys with my rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, but we are getting ready for the bottom of the 7th. So make sure you stretch. Leading off the bottom of the 7th will be Jay Bell. Bell is 0 for 1 with a walk today. Gooden looks to be dialed in today. He's having a very good day on the mound. Gooden will look into Cerrone for the sign. He will wind. Here's the pitch. 8 is a patient 10, and Bell will lead off the inning by working a walk out of Gooden. Ball 4 as the Heat misses the zone. That'll bring the infield right to double play depth, as here's Lind. Lind is 0 for 2. Bell is a C2 to steal, which is a fair chance. Bell is staying put. Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone. Gooden will set. Here's the pitch. 8 is a patient 94. He's not that patient, though. That's a fly ball into left field. Getting under that one will be McReynolds. He'll have to range a little bit, but not far enough to be a problem, and that will be the first out of the inning. Zane Smith is going to come out of the game. I'll compile stats for him here coming up. So bear with me while I compile his stats. 7 innings pitched, faced 31, struck out 1 batter in all of that. I guess he's a strikeout, not a strikeout pitcher. Didn't give up any walks. That's kind of surprising. His were all hits today, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, he did have 1 walk. I lied. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 runs, all earned, no wild pitches. Now for the next question of who are they going to have come in to pinch hit. And I think it's going to be... They need base runners here badly. Pirates are going to bring in... They're going to bring Curtis Wilkerson in to pinch hit. Both of his homers in 91 came against right-handed pitching. Make a note of that. Okay. Now that we've got all that set, Gooden will look in at Cerrone for the sign. Wilkerson will brace himself for the pitch. Gooden will set. Here's the pitch. 9 is going to be an in-play 79. It's a fly ball into center field. Getting after that one is Coleman. He won't have to move too far. That'll be the second out of the inning. And here's Lavalier. Lavalier is 1 for 3 today. Gooden trying to get the Mets out of the inning. Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone. Gooden will set. Here's the pitch. 6 is going to be a tough 90, and it's a ground ball to second. Getting after that one for the Mets will be Jeffries. He'll take it to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. Nothing across except the walk for the Pirates, and the score will be 4-0. It'll be 4-0 New York after 7. Up. Top of the 8th coming up, and we're going to see a pitching change for the Pirates. Coming in to pitch for the Pirates will be Roger Mason. 29 2/3 innings, 21 hits, 2 homers, 6 walks, 21 strikeouts in 91. 3-2 with a 3.03 ERA. Leading off the top of the 8th for the Mets is going to be Rick Cerrone. Cerrone is 1 for 3 with a single today. Mason looking in at Lavalier for the sign. Mason will set. Here's the pitch. 7 is going to be a tough 27. And against a righty, Cerrone will lead the inning off with a base hit. He'll get that one out of the infield to lead off the inning with a single. Here's Brooks. Brooks is Brooks is 1 for 3 with a double. With a double, and he reached on a fielder's choice. The infield will move to double play depth. Mason looks into Lavalier for the sign. He looks over to Cerrone at first. Turns back to the plate. Mason will set. Here's the pitch. 11 is a ballpark check. 10 is wheelhouse. Oh boy. Brooks thinks he's got a hold of one. No, he doesn't. That's going to be flied into left field. Bonds will get under that one. He'll make the catch for the first out of the inning. That could have been another very scary situation if you're a Pirates fan. Here's McReynolds. McReynolds is 0 for 2 with a walk today. 4-0 in favor of the Mets, and they almost added more to it. Mason will get the sign from Lavalier. He will wind. Here's the pitch. 9. I can't do math today. 9 is a tough 99. And it's another fly ball into left field. Once again, Bonds will get after that one. He'll come in, make the catch, and that will be the second out of the inning. The problem for the Pirates is we've been saying Bonds' name more in the field than we have been at the plate. Here's Coleman. Coleman is 1 for 2 with a single and a sacrifice fly. 4-0 Pirates. Mason trying to keep this game right where it's at. Coleman will wait for the sign. Mason will get the sign from Lavalier. Mason will set, and here's the pitch. 11 is a ballpark check. 78 is in play, though. Let's see what Coleman thinks he can do with this one. What Coleman can do on a 51 is ground it over to third base. Bonilla trying to make up for a costly error. He'll fire that over to second for the force out there and retire the side. After a single, 1, 2, 3 go the Mets in the top of the 8th. As we get ready for the bottom of the 8th. Mets are telling Gooden, you go get this one. He's currently working. I'm probably about to jinx him, but he is working on a 2-hitter today, as he's looking at the 2, 3, 4 of the Pirates order. Here's Varsho. Varsho is 0 for 3. Gooden has done a brilliant job keeping the Pirates' bats in check today. Question is, how long can that last? Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone. Gooden will wind. Here's the pitch. 2 is a tough 72. And that will be a fly ball into center field. Getting under that one is going to be Coleman. He'll have to come in a little bit for that one, but he'll make the catch for the first out of the inning. And here's Bonds. Bonds is 1 for 3 with a double today. 4-0 in favor of the Mets. Mets are 5 outs away from tying this series at a game apiece going back to Shea. Gooden will look in at Cerrone for the sign. Bonds will wait for the pitch. Gooden will wind. Here's the pitch. Let's see what actually happens here once I find... And of course my pen fell all the way toward the wall. There we are. Now, looking at what we've got here, 6 is going to be a tough 35, and Bonds is going to smack that one just out of the infield for a base hit. So Bonds is going to reach with a 1-out single. That'll bring the infield to double play depth, and here's Bonilla coming up to the plate. Bonilla is 0 for 3. Bonds is not going anywhere on the base paths today. Cerrone's got too good of an arm today. Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone. Gooden will set. Look over to Bonds at first. Here's the pitch. 6 is going to be a tough 0-0. We're going to have a rare play with men on. So let me find my tough chart with men on. Runners on base, tough. Patient. Here we go. Tough rare play with men on. '97. Pitcher hits the batter with the pitch, but the ump says the batter swung at the ball and calls the pitch a strike. We're all in the batter's tough section to resolve the at-bat. If the batter strikes out, he has a heated exchange with the umpire, but stays in the game. I could have sworn I told Angel Hernandez not to come to this game. So now we're on the tough section. 96 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Getting under that one, once again, is going to be McReynolds. He'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. I need to work on my security at these games to make sure that the lousy umpires don't get in here. All right, duly noted. Anyway, stepping into the batter's box now is Van Slyke. Van Slyke is 0-for-2 with a walk. Granted, it's not the umpire's fault that the Pirates are currently down by 4 runs, but some of these calls have certainly not helped their cause. Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone, though. Gooden will set. Here's the pitch. 7 is going to be a tough 3, and a curveball freezes Van Slyke for the third out of the inning. Side retired. Nothing across except the single for the Pirates. The score remains 4-0 New York after 8. We'll get ready for the top of the 9th, where we're going to need a new pitcher for the Pirates. Mason is going to come out of the game, and coming in to pitch for the Pirates will be Stan Belinda. 7-5 with a 3.45 ERA, 78 and a third innings pitched, 50 hits, 10 homers, 35 walks, and 71 strikeouts in 91. And the Mets are going to let Dwight Gooden lead off the top of the 9th with a bat in his hands. Gooden is 0-for-2. He reached on an error back in the 7th. 4-0 in favor of the Mets. Gooden working on a 2-hitter and trying to take control of the series with that. Belinda will look in at Gooden. He'll get the sign from Lavalier. Here's the pitch. 7 is going to be a tough 61, and Gooden will swing through that one for the first out of the inning. Here's Elster. Elster is 1-for-3 with a single and a sacrifice hit. Belinda will look in at Lavalier for the sign. He will set. Here's the pitch. 10 is going to be a patient out 76. That will be a fly ball into center field. Van Slyke will come under that one. He'll have to go back a little bit for that one, but he'll make the catch with plenty of grass under him, and there will be 2 outs in the inning. And here's Magadan. Magadan is 0-for-3. He reached on fielder's choice back in the 5th. Belinda trying to hold his game right where it is. He will get the sign from Lavalier. Belinda will set. Here's the pitch. 9 is going to be a tough 37. And against a righty, Magadan will keep the inning going with a base hit. He'll just get that one out of the infield. And here's Johnson. Johnson today is 2-for-4 with a single and a solo bomb. 4-0 in favor of the Mets. Mets are looking to tie this series. Pirates want to take control of it, but they're going to need a lot of 9th inning magic. Belinda will look in at Lavalier for the sign. Here's the pitch. 10 is a patient out 29, and that's going to be ball 4. Johnson will work a walk out at Belinda on that one, as the curveball misses the zone, and suddenly the Mets have something cooking with 2 outs. Here's Jeffries. Jeffries today is 1-for-4. He's got a single, which he hit back in the 1st. Seems like a lifetime ago now, though. Belinda will look over to Magadan at 2nd. Johnson at 1st. He'll turn back to Jeffries at the plate. Belinda will get the sign from Lavalier. Belinda will set. Here's the pitch. 6 is going to be a tough 94. It's a fly ball into left field. Bonds will have to go back for that one a little bit, but he'll get under it, make the catch, and that will retire the side. Nothing across except the walk for the Mets, and we're getting ready for the bottom of the 9th, where the question now is, will we see some 9th inning magic? The Mets are going to send Gooden out to try to finish a 2-hit shutout. But to do that, he'll have to navigate through the middle of the Pirates' order. Leading off the bottom of the ninth will be Merced. Merced is 1 for 3 with a double today. Gooden stakes to a 4-0 lead. He's been in control this whole game. Gooden will look in at Cerrone for the sign. Gooden will wind up. Here's the pitch. 8 is a patient 22. Merced will lead off with ball 4 as a curveball misses the zone pretty badly. And now Merced will find himself on with a leadoff walk. That'll bring the infield straight to double play depth. And here's Bell. Bell today is 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Merced not a threat to do much on the base paths. Gooden will look in at Cerrone for the sign. Gooden will set. Here's the pitch. 7 is going to be a tough 28. And Bell will swing through that high heat for strike 3. Next up is Lind. Lind today is 0 for 3. 1 out, bottom of the ninth. Pirates faithful, hoping for a lot of ninth inning magic here. Mets trying to go back to Shea with this series tied. Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone. Gooden will set, looking over to Merced. He'll turn back to the plate, and he will deliver. 5 is going to be a ballpark check. 98's in play, though. Let's see what Lind can do with this one. What he can do with it, though, is get a 1-out single. So let's see what happens on the bases. Ball blooped into right field. Runner on first advances 1 base. So Merced will make it to second. Lind will reach first. And we're going to get some activity in the Pirates bullpen just in case. They're going to get Bob Walk, their long reliever. Actually, they do want long relief here just in case this game goes into the bottom of into extras. So I think they're going to get Neil Heaton warming up actually just in case this game gets into no, they're going to get Vicente Palacios warming up. We are going to see Belinda come out of the game. Let me compile I didn't compile stats for him yet, but I will here real quick. He faced 5, actually went 1 inning pitched, faced 5 batters. 1, no runs. Let's see who they're going to bring in, who the Pirates are going to bring in to pinch hit this time to try to keep things alive. They're going to bring Steve Buscemi in to pinch hit for Stan Belinda. I'll make a note of that. Presumably when he was a Pirate, one of his 4 homers came against left-handed pitching. They need base runners badly here, though. Runners on first and second, 1 out. A good ground ball ends the game for the Mets and ties this series. Gooden looking in at Buscemi. Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone. Gooden will set. He'll look over to Merced at second. Lind at first. Turn back to the plate. Gooden will pitch. 7 is going to be a tough 94, and it's a fly ball into left field. Coming under that one is going to be McReynolds. He'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. And the last chance for the Pirates to take control of this series will come down to Mike Lavalier. Lavalier, though, is 1 for 4 with a single. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Mets get the out. They tie the series at 1 on a 4-0 score. Pirates win, and they take control of this series, but we need to see a lot of ninth inning magic right here. Gooden will get the sign from Cerrone. Gooden will set. Looking over to Merced. Pirates fans buzzing. They need to see something. Here is the pitch. 5 is going to be a ballpark check. 50 is in play. That's a 40. It's a ground ball right back to Gooden. Gooden will get to that one. He'll pump once, pump twice, throw to first. That's your game. The New York Mets will tie this series at a game apiece. Stadium groans. Ugh. Let me compile stats here real quick, and then we'll get, final line score coming up. All right. 637. For the Mets, 4 runs on 10 hits and no errors. For the Pirates, no runs on 5 hits and 1 very costly error. The winning pitcher is Dwight Gooden in this one. Zane Smith will take the loss. Dwight Gooden picking up a 5-hit complete game shutout to tie this series at a game apiece. And that will do it for Game 2 of the National League Division Series, along with all of our Game 2s. Later this afternoon, we'll have Game 3 of the American League Division Series between the Oakland Athletics and the Minnesota Twins. Scott Erickson will be going for the Twins, and I forgot to note the starting pitcher for the Athletics. Mike Moore will be going for the Athletics. The Athletics lead that series 2-0. The Twins are facing elimination. As for what else is coming up on the channel, that will be later today, of course. As far as what else is coming up, later this afternoon, probably an evening upload, Mystical Munchies will be the entree out of the Fallout Official Vault Dwellers Cookbook, Meyerlurk Queen Steak, aka Crab Stuffed Salmon. Sunday we're playing Inside Blitz Football from Inside Sports Games, and Wednesday we're playing Aeon's End. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone.